everyone, and welcome. Today, I'm sitting down with Moshe Bunker of All Air HVAC in Brooklyn, New York. He is the Executive Vice President of Operations and is working on some really cool projects like Hudson Yards and the Crown Building. Bunker, thank you so much for being here.
First of all, now I know who I am, because before this, I was like, who am I? But now I know who I am. You introduced me. That's good. Now I know who I am. That's a good thing. First of all, that's not who I am. I'm Moshe Bunker. That's who I am. What do I do for a living? That's Vice President of Operation at All Air. But that's not who I am, right? You're Callie. You do marketing, HR at All Air, but that's not who you are. You're Callie, right? You do marketing for All Air, and that's very important. And you do HR for All Air, and that's very important. That's not who you are. You're much more than that. Me too. I'm much more than that too. I have my wife, my kids, right? But that's what I do for a living. I'm Vice President of Operation here at All Air. Thank you.
So I see that you're very active on LinkedIn. How much time do you spend on your branding for your personal brand and for All Air?
Okay, so I actually love this question because this is something that I speak about a lot. I actually spend 24 hours a day on branding.
Wow.
That's all I do. And I'll explain. No, I'm not sitting on LinkedIn. I'm not messaging. I'm not recording videos 24 hours a day. But what does branding mean? Branding is how your customers see you. Now, how do my customers see me? My customers don't see me good because I posted cool pictures on LinkedIn. My customers see me good because I go out to the job site and make sure my guys are working safe, my guys are working fast, my guys are showing up on time, my deliveries are coming out on time. I meet every deadline, I meet the schedule, everything is high efficiency, everything is done right, clean, nice, fast. That's my best branding. That's what I do all day. All day, I spend 90% of my time making sure the operations goes well. Now, if your operations goes well, that's your best branding. I think people see this, and this is really good we're talking about this, because people really disconnect the branding to the operation, and they don't realize that that's the biggest mistake, because when your operations is going well, that is your branding, right? If your focus is to get 100 jobs from 100 customers, go fake it. Go fake it and do whatever you want. But that's not my focus, right? I want to get 100 jobs from 10 customers. In the future, I want to get 1,000 jobs from 100 customers, right? A year, right? But so my branding is doing that, those jobs that I currently have right now. Right now, we're working on 20 projects approximately. So my focus is to do a great job on those 20 projects. I visit every day at least 3 projects to go make sure we're doing a great job. You know, I'm on the phone with my guys at 6 a.m. in the morning to make sure the trucks left on time, to make sure the deliveries come on time as we scheduled with the building. That is number one in marketing. Number one in marketing is operations. If the operations works well, that's your branding. Then I spend another few minutes a day, you know, maybe an hour or 2 hours a day on LinkedIn. I do spend time on LinkedIn, but that's not most of the time that I spend on branding. Like I said, most of the time I spend on the branding is the time that I spend on operations. That's 90% of my day, and all operations, when you're doing good operations, it's actually branding.
So I notice your slogan is cooling New York City with a smile. Are you trying to be Gary Vee over here? Are you trying to be a motivational speaker? Tell me about that.
Okay, no. Don't go that way. I'm not trying to be motivational. It's not that. Now listen, if the reason, how do I explain this? The reason I'm all into the cooling New York City with a smile is not because I'm trying to make cooling a very fun thing. I'm just trying to balance it out. I'm in construction for, I think, 7 years right now. And whoever is in construction knows that the construction industry is full of lots of very happy people, but lots of miserable people as well. And you know, some of these people, I'm not even really sure they're actually that miserable, but they like to put on the miserable game. You know, they go out, you go to the job site, go to a construction job site and go ask the superintendent, hey, how you doing, Joe? How is this job site? His 90% of the time, and if you're in construction, you know that it's true, 90% of the time, his answer will be, oh my God, this job site is the worst job site I was ever on. The worst. I'm telling you, man. I have this 30-year-old engineer coming telling me what to do, you know? I'm doing this for 30 years and she's gonna tell me what to do. Now, first of all, if you're doing this for 30 years, why are you still surprised that she's telling you what to do? She's the architect of the job. That's what she's supposed to do. She's supposed to be telling you what to do, you know? When are you gonna accept that? You know, you're in the business for 30 years. We're gonna wait another 30 years till you realize that you get instructions from the architect. Now, if you don't like it, move on, right? If you don't like it, move on. Find a different job. If you're in construction and you're the superintendent, you need to enjoy getting architectural instructions from the architect. That's the way it goes, right? And yes, she's usually going to be, or he's usually going to be, a young guy. That's the way it goes. The older architects are not busy giving you instructions on the job site. They're busy signing documents, right? That's the way it goes. So no matter how long you're in construction, you're going to be getting instructions from young architects and designers, you know? And yes, these days, the young designers are taking over the market. That's the way it goes. It is what it is. That's the way it was 30 years ago as well. I know that because I have friends in the business that are there for 30 years, right? You know, actually, this reminds me of something interesting. Now in quarantine, my 3.5-year-old son is not going to school, right? He's staying home. And every single day when I leave the house, he asks me, Abba, it means daddy in Hebrew, Abba, where are you going? I tell him, Ani holech la'avodah, I'm going to work. And he's, Lama, why? Okay, again, let's repeat that for English speakers. Every day he asks me, Daddy, where are you going? I tell him I'm going to work. And he's like, why are you going to work? Every single day. I'm like, sweetheart, get used to it. I go to work every single day. You know, even in Corona time, we have essential projects and I need to go out to work. I need to go out to visit job sites, you know? So my son is just not getting used to it. He's still surprised every single morning. He's surprised. Now, don't talk about that because it makes me cry. But he's still surprised every single day. He gives me that sad face, He gives me that face every day when I go out to work, you know? It's like, get used to it, right? Okay, so my son, he's allowed to not get used to it. First of all, because he's my son, so whatever he does is okay with me. No, I'm joking. Because he's 3.5 years old, right? But you're in the business for 30 years as a superintendent. You are 50 years old right now. Get used to it. The architect tells you what to do. Stop complaining about it. But now I think we got lost a little bit, so let me go back. Your question was, why cooling New York City with a smile? Because I'm trying to balance it out. And whenever I go into job sites, people are complaining. You go into the freight elevator in the morning. You show up 6 a.m. at the job site. You go in and you ask the guy next to you, hey, how you doing today? He's usually going to answer you, another effing day. That's what he's usually going to answer you. That's a standard answer in construction. I'm like, why? It's another great day. You know, we're in construction. We're actually building stuff. You want to sit behind a computer every day? I asked him that question. You know, I use my mouth. I'm not the kind of guy that's going to shut up, you know, so I talk, right? And when somebody tells me that, I tell him, really? You want to take Joe's job? And he says, what does Joe do? So I say, Joe is the guy that sits behind a computer 8 hours a day. He's a CPA. You want to take his job or you're happy to come to the job site? And there's like, oh, no, hell no. I cannot sit in front of a computer for 8 hours a day. So be happy with what you're doing. Something happened in the construction industry that even though I think actually really construction workers are pretty happy people, but they don't have that knowledge or understanding that you should be talking about how happy you are. You should speak it out, you know? And since they start not speaking it out and it became cool to criticize how bad it is to work in this project, it's starting to affect people with the time. And people are actually starting to get depressed when they actually love what they're doing. They don't want to do anything else. Most people in construction want to do construction. But for some reason, it became cool to complain about it. And I'm trying to say, no, we're cooling New York City with a smile. Let's smile. I love it. Listen, my father's a CPA, okay? And he loves what he's doing. Actually, your mom's a CPA too, isn't it? That's funny. So most CPAs, your mom not, but most CPAs, that's what they do. You know, they sit in front of a computer. They don't want to hear many jokes. They're busy with the numbers, and that's what makes them happy, right? Now, if you tell me you'll make the same money you're making in construction, okay, and go do it as a CPA, you know, I don't want to pick up any kind of finger, but you know exactly what finger I'm going to pick up. And I'm going to say, no way, I'm not doing that. You know, I'm not doing that. I want to be in construction. I want to build stuff. I want to come one day and see a building with no AC, set up a plan with my project managers, with my super, with my team, right? Come back a month later and boom, you know, there's an AC installed. There's something very powerful about actually doing physical stuff, physical action, about coming back. You put together a plan and you build it, you do it, you plan it. You know, it's very, very powerful. That's why for a very short while in my life, I was in, I don't know exactly how to front. I was doing deals. I was a broker for a very short period of my time, 3 years. And one way you'll say that's the time I was driving the nicest car, I was wearing the nicest suits, I was drinking the most expensive whiskeys.
Very important.
But the whiskey is important. But I would say that that was my least exciting time of my life. And some people would see it from the side and say, why do you want to do that all day? Why do you want to deal with construction? I go to job sites every single day and get my boots dirty. You know, every day I dust off my pants from my jeans from the job site every day. But I love it. It's real. I feel like I'm alive. I feel like I'm living. And most construction workers feel the same. Just admit it. You enjoy what you're doing. So come to work and smile. When I meet you next time in the elevator, you schmuck over there. Next time I meet you in the elevator and ask me, how you doing today? Do me a favor. Tell me, thank God it's another beautiful day. Thank God I'm here with my boots back at the job site. Now, I would say, and you guys could test me out there, 90% of all your employees will say that. And why is that? Because these things have a domino effect. If you are happy with what you do, if the boss is happy with what he does, if he is proud of what he does, if he smiles, right? Automatically, most of his employees will adapt that too. If you come to the job site grumpy and you're complaining and you're saying, this is the worst job site I was ever on, it's going to infect your employees too. It will infect your proactivity as well of your manpower. And at the beginning of this interview or video, whatever you want to call this, you mentioned Gary Vee. And I want to say something. I actually heard Gary Vee, and I listen to Gary Vee a lot. And I actually listened to him this morning. And he posted a video about why are there certain sports. Now, listen, guys, me and sports have nothing to do with each other. You know, me and sports, nothing. Gary Vee was saying that why are there certain sports teams that no matter, even if the team changes, right? Even if the best players leave, the team still succeeds. And he was saying that it's because the mindset of the coach, right? Now, I'm not going to go and argue on that because I know nothing about football or about soccer or about anything. But I know that as a fact that your mindset as a leader has a crazy big effect on the mindset of your team. If you come to the job site, and again, like I said, I visit 3 job sites every single day, except for Fridays. I'll be honest, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, 3 job sites every single day.
That's
I visit 12 job sites minimum a week. Okay, that's right. Obviously, when things are more busy, I go more often. When things are better under control, I go a little less, right? But when you see your guys, right, in an average twice a week, and you give them that mindset of, yo, thank God, this is good, we enjoy it, we love it, look how beautiful it is, we're doing a good job. If it's bad, of course, you criticize, no question about it, but you criticize with a smile. You criticize with, okay, this is messed up, you did the wrong thing, this is how we're gonna fix it now, right? Even if you need to fire somebody, that doesn't mean that the rest of the team needs to be feeling the downside of it, right? Sometimes you need to fire someone, it is what it is. But your energy you need to be putting down on your team, right? On your team. You need to remember this is your team. It's not you and the team. It's you with the team, right? You're one of the pullers of the team. You need to be the first puller. You're the first person pulling the rope of the team. if you give them the good vibe, the good feelings, right? They're going to be in that same attitude as well. They're going to be in that same attitude. When they're in that a good attitude, when they love what they're doing, they will do a good job. When they will do a good job, you will get the next job. And that connects to the first question you asked about branding, right? Your first question was branding. How much time do you spend on branding? And then your second question was, why are you busy smiling? The smile is in order for the guys in the field to do a better job and in order for me to balance out the depression that so many people have in this industry. So the more you smile, the better job your guys are going to do, the better. That means your customer is going to remember you as a contractor that does good work. That's branding. Branding is not your logo. Branding is not your cool video. Branding is nothing with that. Branding is how your customer remembers your work, how he remembers what you do. And he remembers what you do because you do a good job. Your employees do a good job if they're happy. That's why we cool New York City. And Callie, please finish the sentence.
With a smile.
With a smile. We cool New York City with a smile. Because when you do it with a smile, you do it correctly. When you do it with a smile, you do it fast, you do it right. If you're doing it with a smile, you're willing to wake up an hour earlier. And if you wait, I'll give you an example. Today, I woke up at 5 a.m., right? I know in construction it's not great, but it's not like crazy 5 a.m., right? But remember, I woke up 5 a.m. when I only left the house today at 9 a.m. because Corona time is a little slower than usual. I still woke up at 5 a.m. I woke up 5 a.m. because I wake up with a smile, right? I wake up with a smile. I woke up and first thing I do is, after I brush my teeth, I call the truck. Where are you guys holding? Where are you? Is everything loaded? You're about to leave the shop? Great. You'll be there on time? Beautiful. I don't want to call them too early. So at 6:30, I called all the project managers. Between 6:30 and 7, every project manager got a call from me. I called the main projects that we're working on. I try to call the customer every single day also. Is there anything going wrong? That's your branding. Your operations is your branding. Number one in operations is branding. If you do good operations, your branding and your sales is 1 hour a day. 1 additional hour a day after operations.
For sure. And then my final question would be, what's your advice to other people who want to enhance their personal brand?
Okay, this goes right back to number one and actually number 2 also, but let's focus on number 1 is just do a good job, just focus on doing your job. If you're a painter, okay, and you paint a beautiful wall, right? You're doing a good job painting. That's your branding. Now you could take a picture of the beautiful wall and post it, right? Now that posting takes you 1 minute. You take a picture, you post it on your LinkedIn, your Instagram, your Facebook, your YouTube, wherever you want to post it, right? Your TikTok, wherever you want to do it. But why is it going well? Because you did a good job painting. You did a great painting job. You painted well. If you're going to say, I'm going to spend half of the day painting and half of the day in branding, what are you going to do all day? You're going to scream and shout, you're going to say, I'm the best painter in the world? Right. Okay. But if you'll spend 90% of your time or 95% of your time doing a beautiful painting job, beautiful painting, then all you need is 1 minute of taking a picture, uploading it to the media, showing the world how beautiful your painting is. And I'll tell you something else. If you do that, even if you don't upload the picture, your customers will speak for you. Your customers will let the world know that you did a good job. And that's 90% of what I lean on. I know you didn't ask me about myself, you asked me about others. But what I would say is, since we have a business that grew pretty nicely in the last few years, I would say if you want to do the same thing, that's what you should do. Do a good job. Focus on the operations. Guys, I hear lots of business owners, business managers say focus on the sales. Sorry, and you don't say these words a lot. Bullshit. Focusing on the sale. Don't focus on the sale. Focus on the operations. If you do good operations, that's your sales, guys. It's the same thing. Leave the sales. Forget about sales. You don't need to hire 100 salesmen. Do a good job. What you should do is, so if you're in construction, right? You're in construction. Who do you hire? You have estimating team. You have salesmen that you want them to go out there and sell. You have project manager. So where should your main focus be? Your main focus should be on your project managers. It all goes back to the same place. You should hire good, experienced project managers. That's where your goal is. Good means they're good, they're friendly, they know how to connect to people. Not to connect to people. People think, oh, you want them to connect to people because you want them to connect to the customer so they get connections so you get the next job. No, you want them to be able to connect to the employees with boots on ground, because that's how you get good work done. If you have project managers that know how to motivate their field team, automatically the client is going to love your work. And then your estimators could be, your salesman, you don't need a salesman. The work is going to roll downhill your way. Just do a good job, focus, be positive, do good work. Don't try to cut corners. It's not worth it to cut corners. I'll say something else. And this is something that I have fights with people all day long. And not fights, I mean arguments with my friends that are in the same industry. You rather spend the extra few dollars doing the job beautiful and right. Beautiful, but I'm saying beautiful. And especially in our industry, people always want, they want to make profits. Like, how about we make the metal a little thinner? Let's drop a gauge or things like that. They don't realize how, if you do that, you'll make another 20 grand on this specific project. But what you want to focus on is and I don't talk like this a lot, but now I'm going to talk like this because it's really talking to my heart. Who gives a shit if you made an additional $20,000 on this project? Who cares? Who cares? What you want to focus on is do the job exactly perfect, like the spec book wants it. Exactly the way it's supposed to be. You spend the additional 20K on the job. You do the best job in the world, but you know what happens? You get another project. And on another project, you made another profit. That's what you want to focus on. The mindset needs to go, and you know what? This is funny. There was a company that we actually used to do work for as a sub when we were a small company. And what bothered me about that company is their whole mindset was, how do we pull out maximum profit from this job? And doesn't that sound good? As a CEO of a company, right? You're a CEO over there? CEO, right? All you care about is financing, right? Or CFO, whatever. Chief Financial Officer, right? CFO. All you care about is, how am I going to pull maximum profit off this project?
Bottom line, yeah.
That's the stupidest idea that anyone ever had, okay? Yes, you financial officer, back off and let somebody else run the game because you have no clue what you're doing, okay? And I'll tell you why you have no clue what you're doing. Because you might make additional 20K on this project if you run it your way. But if you run it your way, you're not going to get the next project. So you're going to make 20 now, 20 extra now. How about you move aside, okay? And let somebody with real passion, somebody that loves what he does, somebody that really loves what he's doing, run the show, okay? Now he'll go and he won't give you that extra 20. You'll only make the original 20K on the job, okay? Because he'll do the job extremely good. You know what's going to happen? That same customer is going to give you another 10 jobs, okay? And from each job, you're only going to make 20K. That's another 200,000. These numbers are just examples, right? But you understand what I mean, right? You understand the mindset, right? The mindset is, stop focusing on the little pennies right now. Focus on doing a good job. You'll get the next job, right? That's branding, that's marketing, that's sales, that's operation. Everything can get locked up in one thing: operations. Good operations gives you sales, gives you marketing, gives you whatever you want. Customer relationship, you don't need anything, You don't even need a marketing person. That's why Brandy doesn't have lots of marketing work to do. That's why most of the day she's doing HR, We do not need marketing. Why? Because our operations is booming. When your operations booming, Callie doesn't have a lot of work to do. That's why she's doing HR most of the day. She got hired in marketing, but she doesn't have marketing, She has no marketing to do because everything's booming. So the jobs just roll in. Think about it.
And I hire people. That's my main job right now.
Right.
So hiring.
HR, right? Allie got hired as a marketing professional. She came here to do marketing. But because our main focus in the company is on operations, she does do marketing. But there's not really lots of work in marketing because we are operations. We're operations focused. That's our focus of the company. There are companies that are finance focused, right? How do we pull out as much more money from this company? There are companies that are what's called marketing focused, right? That's the main place of the company. There are companies that are operations focused. We're operations focused. Our number one goal is to do a good job. That's why the work continues rolling into us. The work just rolls downhill. All we need to do is do a good job, and that's what we do, and that's why we get a job again and again. That's why Callie, right? Because she's very intelligent, very smart, she started doing HR and picked up the legal side of the company and lots of other stuff because marketing, we don't have a lot of work doing the marketing. Marketing is booming, right? You agree with me?
I absolutely agree.
Like, that's what it is, right? So she's joining the team on the operations side from HR, legal, and other things, you know? If you're looking for a job in the HVAC industry, reach out to Callie because there's no company in the world that's more demanding than Olear because I am very demanding. But there's no company in the world that is more fun to work with. No. We're not Google. We don't have a gym in our office. Do we have a gym here? Maybe we should put in a gym. No, we don't have a gym here. There's no gym here. There's no gym in our office. We don't have fancy chef meals in the office, even though we do provide pizza a few times every single day. There's a lunch in the office, pizza or something. It's my pizza. But there's no company that is more fun to work for. Olear is a company that you enjoy working for every single day because we're straightforward, we're demanding, but we demand it with a smile.